Today is January 8th, 2017. This is episode number 7, starting today. I wanted to tell you that all the seeds in these wet paper towels, I went through each one of them today. Not a one of them has sprouted since yesterday. So I didn't even bother to show you those. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. We'll give it several more days and see how that goes. Maybe we'll get some more that sprout before it. Wanted to show you a Carolina Reaper that I still have down in that's inside now. I brought it downstairs back in November, about 2 months ago, and it's still going strong. I'm taking good care of it here. It's getting lots of light, and it still has some pods coming off of it that need to probably be harvested, but I just don't want to take them off because then this will be bare. I just couldn't stand to do that. Here's pod groupings number 1, 2, and 3 from left to right. Today I'm going to be probably pulling some of the ones out of this pod grouping number 2, since they're starting to get tall and spindly. I'm going to put those in cups and take them out of these. So, pod grouping number 1, as you remember yesterday's episode, I took some of them out. So the way I've mapped them right now, there's several open slots, and the ones that are highlighted, 2, 3, 4, those are shown in here as having popped and are growing. The other ones are still haven't popped. Again, these were planted December 21st, which was about 18 days ago, 2.5 weeks ago. I'm going to probably be pulling these out today, which is this one. Trinidad Scorpion Sweet. Putting those in cups. So this grouping is slowly ending its time for super hot peppers here. Pod grouping number 2 hasn't changed since yesterday either. So it's pretty well established set of seeds that have germinated in here. The only ones that are missing so far really in here are those 7-pot Douglas, which were planted December 30th, which was about 9 days ago. And they're still missing from here. The ones I started planting on this end, and I worked my way this way over the course of about 2 to 3 days. So the ones that are on the very end, January 2nd, those have been in for probably about 3 or 4 days now, at least, and they're doing really well. And this is pod grouping number 3. This is the one that I've planted the latest set of seeds I've sown, the latest here in the past 3 or 4 days. So it's exciting to see these starting to pop. This is still popping. They're still coming in. I see 5 new pods have popped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 have popped. Those are, Maruga scorpions and ghosts. Those were planted on the 5th, which was 3 days ago. I sowed those 3 days ago because they had sprouted out of the paper towels, and then I placed them in here, and 3 days later they're popped. They've already popped. So that's how quick it only takes about 2 or 3 days for them to start popping out once they've sprouted in the wet paper towels. So I'll mark these as being done and ready, or popped or whatnot. And this one here as well. The ghost right here. This still needs to pop, and these are still needing to pop over here. Not sure what's going on with these. Why these haven't even started. They were sprouted in the wet paper towels, but they're not popping. Not sure what's going on. And I'll introduce you to the grow thing that I have put together here. I made out of PVC and wood and chain, and I got an LED light on the underside of this thing. I'll show you in a second. This is the underside of it. I've taped a bunch of LED lights on the underside, and this is what where I grow the pepper seeds once they get put in cups after they've been germinated. I've already started the first batch of them here. I'm going to be adding more as the days progress. As the seeds in those three groupings are too big, I'll be putting them in these cups, and then we'll stick them under these lights here. Here are the first of the 5 for the season that I've put in the cups. Put 3 of them in the cups last night. I'm going to put a couple more in tonight, but right now I've got 5. The dates on the top 3. These were done. These 2 here were done sometime in December. But these 3 over here, I planted those yesterday in the cups, and they were sown on December 21st. Today is January 8th. Here is the score, or the stats, as far as what has sprouted between December 20, between when I sowed the very first seeds on December 21st and January 8th, which is today. It looks like I have 23 ghost peppers that have sprouted, or have basically popped out of the pods over here. 2 Carolina Reaper chocolates, 3 Moruga Trinidad original, 4 7-pot Douglas, 5 of this Trinidad Cherry Red, 2 7-pot yellows, and 4 Trinidad Scorpion Sweets. I'm going to keep track of these because I have to somehow make room for all of these. All of these are going to end up being put in cups. Like I've got a total of about 30 of these that I'm going to have to put underneath that grow configuration over there that I just showed you a second ago. So I got to kind of plan for that, and that's what I'm doing here. As usual, I'm going to give you a shot of the 3 pod groupings every night so you can get an idea of how they've grown as the days progress. So which one of these look the tallest out of all of them? Those are the ones I'm going to plant tonight in the cups. I'm going to do only 3 cups a night. Kind of spread it out over time. So let's see what we got. I'm going to say that these 2 here are the tallest out of all of them. That's in grouping 1. Those are Trinidad Scorpion Sweets. So the ones, these 2 and these 2 here are going to go in tonight. Alright, I've finished putting the 2 Trinidad Scorpion Sweet seedlings into their cups, which I'm going to put under that lighting arrangement I just showed you a minute ago. We're up to 7 of them underneath that lighting configuration. 7 of these. And here are those 7, which I'm going to put underneath the lighting arrangement. Right in the center. Note how there's very little distance between the top of the cups and these LED lights. They're not the strongest LED lights. I'd like to have more, but it is what it is. They worked okay for me last year. They should work for me okay this year. Alright, so I took out those 2 and planted them in the circular, in the cups. So there's no more in here, so I'm going to mark this out just as for matter of record, so I can keep track of these. So really, Now that is an open space that can be used for future seeds here in the days and weeks ahead. All right, I've got my babies back up here, getting ready to put them under the dome again. Usually from left to right it's group 1, 2, and 3, but tonight I'm going to do group 2, 1, and 3. Just to switch it up a little bit. The grouping on the right, group 3, like I said before, is the latest pod that I've started up just 3 days ago. Most of that was not even in there. It was just seeds, hadn't even sprouted, and hadn't popped above the soil. So it's looking pretty good. I've got 7 underneath the lighting arrangement I showed you, and roughly about 20 something up above here that have popped. And just for the record, this is what it looks like on January 8th, 2017. And they're under the dome. And that is the end for episode number 8, episode 7, January 8th, 2017. Good night. Please subscribe.